Okay, here's the side yard, which has the French drain, drinks water here. Here we have a fig tree. I got this from Tractor Supply. There's a volunteer tomato. I'm gonna come back through with the grass hook and cut down a little bit of this bindweed. The bindweed is gonna help mulch around everything, but looks like all three of, yep, there it is. All three of our yucca plants are going to survive. Donovan went crazy planting sunflowers, so I've been plucking sunflowers here and there, just deciding which to keep. Sunflowers. Here's American persimmons. That's a Suki persimmons tree. Here's our meter persimmons tree. And here's our male persimmons tree, which a couple days ago, it already had flowers on it, which I was like, whoa. And coming over here, here is Gizmo's Peak. We just planted some wildflowers on there. I don't know if they'll grow or not. And some other stuff. There is more sunflowers. Here is our Ashmead's Kernel apple tree, old school variety from the 1700s. Here is a Gold Rush, which is a great storage apple. Then here is Liberty, a storage apple as well. Both of these are good for fresh eating or pies, but also for storage, and they're a modern disease resistant, so it should be susceptible to less disease. Here is Groot. This is our double oak tree. We cut down one of them, and then this is going to be, I need to go through back in June on the solstice and trim that. This is going to be our ladder tree. So this oak tree will be the ladder that we use to climb into the larger oak tree here. And then here is a green gauge, or no, this is a yellow egg plum, and this is green gauge plum. Both these are European plums, cross-pollinating partners. We want to keep, I try to keep everything close, within 5 to 8 feet, since we're growing little trees, so we get really excellent pollination, because I want to have more fruit and less tree. And then over here are other two plums. This is a Toka bubblegum plum, which is a Japanese American plum hybrid. And then this is Superior, which is another Japanese American hybrid. I think both of these are 90% American plum, 10% Japanese. So we get a tree instead of a thicket. Then on the end here, once you get away from the trees, more sunflowers. And there's the berms up here. I've got some sunflowers, and I think there's some marigolds and lemongrass growing. Everything's growing in nice and green. I've been supplementing with surplus nitrogen. And here's some marigolds. Professor Zvati gave us, there's our other marigold. Everything is really green. Here we have some tomatoes. So those are coming around nicely. Here, I planted lots of milkweeds out there. I've been pulling them out. They look kind of crinkly because I've been pulling them out, transplanting, but I'm transplanting all our milkweeds into here because some of them might be common milkweed, and the common milkweed grow by rhizome, so I have a concrete place in there. Here's our June-bearing strawberries. We've been getting lots of straw bizzle off there. And over here, here's something of Jillian's. Here's a Thai chili. Here's our Thai chili cross. It's actually doing better than our Thai chilies were. These are relatives of last year, so they're either Thai chili with pollinated by Thai chili, or Thai chili habanero, or Thai chili reaper. Here is our transplanted willow tree. We took a whole bunch of willow pieces, put them in sawdust, and seen if they sprouted. It does, and we're going to be transplanting a willow somewhere. That's our rooting hormone. That's also medicine as well. If you cut willow branches up, soak them in water for a week, pour them on your newly transplanted stuff, your roots will grow like crazy. Over here, milkweeds, lemongrass, more milkweed, ever-bearing strawberry, which on one of them, yeah, this one over here is already growing. These I transplanted this year. They're already getting straw bizzle on them. This is Virginia spiderwort. I think they got that at a trade. More straw bizzle, and more milkweeds. And then our squirt gun seeds we planted all grew right there. And going to the side yard. And I have not used a lawnmower at all. I've done a little bit of scything, and mostly I've been working with the grass hook. I love the grass hooks. Pardon the porch, it's a mess. We're in the process of cleaning it now. Somebody just gifted me an American brush scythe. But here's the grass hook. These are like 40, 50 bucks. at hardware stores. Keep them razor sharp. They are the best thing. Instead of mowing, whenever things start getting a little bit high, I just go around, and I'm holding the phone with one hand. I just go around and cut them with the grass hook. It's wonderful for cutting stuff off. I let all of our grasses go to seed. Then you just swing it like just a nice swing. This is just one hand, and it just cuts them right off. I love that. I'm starting to get some bindweed. Let's put this up somewhere safe. We'll continue our tour. Now, 2 or 3 times a week I come out here and just trim a little bit. I never mow, always trim. We're going to be getting rid of this brush pile. Donovan cleaned up a lot of this tree. I got the stuff that was real high up, but he really cleaned up the spruce tree. We've got all sorts of gourds. There's loofah gourds that are edible, but you also can make sponges out of them. There's 3 different types of, oh, that's sunflower there. There's 3 different types of cantaloupe, and there's a species of watermelon we planted as well. Donovan planted, oh, this is onion. This is just an onion that sprouted. To go back through, and just every couple days I come out here and cut the bindweed and let it drop. So the bindweed will continue to create mulch, and next year I'll get lots of grass and a lot more growth here, because this is all bare dirt. A lot of this is all bare dirt. So the bindweed is a pioneer species. So if I cut and mulch it real heavy this year, next year I'll get a lot more grass and other species. Just like my side yard was bindweed a lot last year. I didn't mow it. I just came down and cut it a little bit and mulched. And now most of the bindweed's gone, but the pioneer species is the bindweed, so it grows first. More potatoes. I gave Donovan this mound here, which is just left over from the berms, and told him, plant whatever you want. He planted a bunch of potatoes. And over here, some of our ground cherries didn't live. The rabbits knocked them over. More tomatoes. And I'll just trim up to it every 3 or 4 days. I come out with the grass hook, trim up to it. Ooh, I wonder what this is. Maybe this is narrowleaf mountain mint that I planted. Ground cherry. I'm getting some of these here. And then moving down this berm, it goes right by. Here's American hazelnuts are doing pretty good. They're very tall. I don't know. I might be probably topping it. I'll probably top it here, cut it off there. Maybe this year, so I can get a scaffold forming. Yeah, if I cut them off here at knee height, I'll get a scaffold forming lower down, because what the water comes down here and then it goes in and it goes in, it goes around them, and then exhausts near. These are our pawpaw trees. Pawpaws are doing awesome. This is Susquehanna, the southern variety. This variety here, you can't hardly see it through there. That is sunflower from Chanute, Kansas. That's our own pawpaw from Kansas. This is Shenandoah, which is another southern variety. Then over here was my wish pawpaw. Last fall, I got really obsessed with pawpaws, and I really wanted a pawpaw tree. I said, I wish that I'd have a pawpaw. I was at a customer's house. She had gotten 10 pawpaws from the Kansas Forestry Service. So these are our native wild pawpaw here. This isn't a cultivar that I know of. And I planted it, and then I built a little teepee over it to help shade him. And it was dormant when I planted it because it's in wintertime. It is doing, looks like spectacular. And then over here, as you go around this berm, because there are several exhaust points for the berms where they can spill out, still be caught by my native grasses berm. But this berm here, and I did plant echinacea, purple coneflower, whatever you want to call it, in here, and some other native flowers. They have not come up yet. And then over here, oh, wonder if that's cantaloupe there. I don't know what you are. And then over here, some type of gourd or melon is growing right next to, this is our neighbor across the way. When they removed those yuccas, they also removed a large clump. These were 7 or 8 foot tall, and I split them into 3 here. These are our native prairie grass, Indian grass, that are 6 to 8 feet tall. Cut it off, and it's been pushing out new deals. They should get super, super tall here on the corner. And there's, it looks like this this gourd, or I bet that's cantaloupe. I think that's a French cantaloupe. It's growing with it. It's just going to grow alongside it. Got some sunflowers planted. Some other native stuff. I don't think this is native. This is a flower of some type. Here's more Indian grass. Oh, there's another cantaloupe. I just plant things here and there. And whatever works and whatever's not in the way, I'll let it grow. And then the berm exhaust down here, I'm looking, and I probably need to extend this berm out a little bit more. It's exhausting and kind of washing out here, but I guess if I can plant some deep grass here, it'd probably help with that erosion, because these berms here, when we get a massive rain event, there's so much water exhaust here. But I also don't want to block this off here because it's kind of a dangerous corner. I allow people walking home from school, they can cut in between here, because when people come around this corner, they can't see because of my truck, and then it's right there. And it's not, even if I move this truck up there, it doesn't really help, because then people come flying around the corner, and then there's kids walking on the other side of it. They come around there, and then the kids are right there. So it's just a dangerous corner. Anyways, but that's the tour of the garden. Oh, we'll come back up here, and this is ragweed. This stuff is fire. This stuff is magic. This whole entire corner, because this receives sunlight almost all day here. This corner does. So this whole entire corner used to get super dry and crack really bad. And then I had this crazy looking plant growing here, and I'm like, what is this? This is what's called ragweed. I used to be super duper allergic to this. But after I got my nose fixed, it's not really a problem. If I'm weed eating it or something, then you can notice there's a lot of pollen on it. Oh, there's more. There's more. That's another cantaloupe I planted. This is kind of our little composting pile. And then this is ground cherry over here, more cantaloupe, blah, blah. But this ragweed actually healed this place over here. I let it grow. I let it grow about 10 inches tall before it started getting buds on it. And then I cut it off. And then it's no longer, it like kind of mulch. There's been a lot of mulching done here anyways. But the ragweed healed the ground, because the yard used to dry out and crack and get stickers. But the ragweed, the native plant, is what healed the ground here. So I'm very, very much a big fan of that. And I won't let it grow super tall to where it will start putting off loads of pollen, just because anybody who has allergies, it's a very, very fine pollen. But then I planted, in a lot of these places that were dirt, I planted a lot of this. This grass is called perennial ryegrass. Apparently during the hottest season, it'll lay over and help conserve your water, so you don't have to cut it. So I'll let it grow 6 inches or so, and then when it gets hot, it should lay over and help seal and keep moisture down. Here is another tomato. There's potato, melon, possibly loofah, and then a bunch of sunflowers. I'm just going to let that grow to be a sunflower patch. This week I'm going to be taking this brush pile out of here and hauling it off and going to go get some more mulch. But we're to the point where we don't have to mulch as heavy anymore, because stuff's really starting to fill in. And just going and chopping with my grass hook or with my scythe and leaving it lay should be enough to continue mulching this. But this area here was the old vermiculture area, and anything that you plant here is just going to grow like crazy. You don't have to water, don't have to do nothing. It's just such a intense amount of organic matter in the soil. There's another one of our magnolias. Zvati gifted us some magnolias. You'll see the white, anywhere where I've got white flags is where I'm going to be cutting some more hot dog pieces of logs, putting them there so that people can step over in a nice way. And then here, I accidentally cut into a root, and for days, and that's coming from our great spruce tree that Donovan did such a great job trimming up. But that area where I cut a root, it stayed wet, water leaked out of there. And I noticed this is also a vermiculture area where we dug a pit several years in a row and buried stuff in it. The dirt from it is dark, dark green. And look at how thick and green the grass is growing right there. It's crazy. And a lot of that is the perennial ryegrass. But I seeded with ryegrass several times, and just whatever grows is whatever's going to grow. And I'll just cut whatever I think I don't want growing tall. But yeah, that's basically the tour of the front and side yard.